Well, let's see what they're able to get done with it. They're going to put Dreamcasper. Oh, no. I thought he was going to play the McCree. I was looking forward to watching him play McCree. His McCree is a pleasure to watch. But he's going to be playing the Soldier 76 here, putting Tig as well on the Roadhog. So a few familiar picks for the side of Tempo Storm as they look to move in through the hotel, see if they can find an early pick with the Roadhog, as they're going to be looking to try to deal with soon.
Well, I just realized the overlay we had between matches was wrong. My bad, guys. Rogue, they did actually 2-0, not 2-1. Sorry, FaZe, for that misunderstanding. But Nico and Wins are down already, attacking Tempo Storm on a roll, powering down Nox as well. He has to jump into the backline, and Dreamcaster just put an end to him quickly.
Yeah, I think Tig provided quite the threat there for the side of Tempo Storm, allowing for the rest of the team to just maneuver their way back around. Soon gonna finally be dealt with, and it only took one team fight, but Tempo Storm gonna secure the first checkpoint here in under a minute, Josh, and by themselves over 5 to work with for the Streets phase.
Yeah, pretty quick capture there. Under a minute against that Rogue defense, looking pretty good. Tig does have that instant kill potential on the Roadhog and was a big enough threat, as you said, to allow Dreamcasper to get into perfect position to start wailing on the bad guys there. But Dreamcasper is going to get caught there by Nox jumping up into the high ground into those apartments and taking him out so quickly that Rogue are actually going to continue here and try and force everyone back into spawn. AKM gets the kill on Tig, and they actually have themselves plenty of time to do this.
They did put Unko back on that Zenyatta. It seems like when they don't, when things aren't panning out with the Ana there, they just put him onto this Zenyatta. I think that can really help them with this sort of aggressive style of defense, allow them to collapse onto one target and see what they're able to do with it. Pulse Bomb's out there. Soon finds the stick on the Diva, and Cozy, unfortunately, is in the kind of surrounding terrain there. Unfortunately, he was taken down with that one. So again, Rogue just pressing this defense.
Yeah, Tempo Storm just can't even get out. AKM has a tactical visor ready to go as well. Dreamcasper could try to bust the doors down here with a nano visor combo. There he does actually combine the two ults to try and get rid of any rogue in the area, but no one is actually in line of sight. Soon just barely gets a piece of him taken out by the nano visor. It's actually Roadhog who gets the kill there. Nico is busy getting kills elsewhere as Yumas Hui goes down. It's still not a sure thing for Tempo Storm.
Oh my goodness, Lucio tried to drop the beat, but Nico coming up big there. Tig kills himself there, unfortunately, with the deflect, and Nico is unstoppable on this Genji, Joshi. And I mean, it's only been a minute 30 since that original checkpoint was captured here, but Rogue just showing their dominance despite a rough start to this first match.
Well, yeah, I'm actually surprised that the first point was captured so swiftly, and now they can't even actually make it out of their room. And Nico, all the way up in the face, of course, of Mini, trying to deflect some damage back in there. He's got the ability to just send himself up the wall and out of line of sight. Soldier, Dreamcasper here already around the side, trying to get a better vantage point, but Nox is going to jump right in his face. There's still mass ults here, and Nico's going to use his immediately.
Another Dragon Blade from Nico. They used the sound barrier this time alive. It isn't able to actually save Dreamcasper. It's a 5-on-5 right now. Transcendence is out there for Unko, so it looks like Rogue wants to fully commit to this fight. Tactical Visor now out for AKM. He's looking for something, but a lot of that damage absorbed by the Defense Matrix. He's actually booped there and by the Diva so that he could find the kill on the JKW. Rogue going to be able to turn this in their favor despite being kind of outnumbered.
Soon doing a great job still on the Tracer. Everyone on Rogue all the way still up at spawn, blocking Tempo Storm from being able to do anything here. And I think they're up to another Nano Visor combo at this point. They just have to make it work this time. Pulse Bomb is going to actually go flying out from Soon, but Dreamcasper goes down.
I love watching Unko on the Zenyatta. He just loads up that right click, just knows when you're coming through. He finds the picks on you left and right. He has 53% towards his Transcendence again, Joshi. He literally just used that in his last fight. This guy is impressive to watch, to say the least. Hui now is on that that Roadhog pick. They put Tig on the Tracer, so a little bit of a change-up from out for Tempo.
As the visor comes out here for Dreamcasper, finally, it's going to get nothing again. Nico's still shutting him down here, as basically Rogue have been in control of the cart ever since the point was captured. 2 minutes and 14 seconds, not a ton of time left to actually get through the next stretch. And Nico's with the blade again, going after Kosi, gets the kill, and still diving into the Lucio. Nice deflect there to secure another one. Finally does go down, and the cart begins to move.
It only took them 3.5 minutes to move the cart from the point A spawn of the cart to the final, actually, through the first archway there. So 3.5 minutes is what it took, Joshi. And like you had said, 145 is not a lot to work with. That is the time, I guess, you could kind of expect should Tempo Storm have come through at the point A capture. But Unko ready to go with the Transcendence here. They almost have that Tactical Visor as well from AKM.
Well, right now, Dreamcasper just trying to fend off these incoming rogue pests. Soon gets put to sleep, and the Helix Rocket is right on point there to shut him down. Watching Dreamcasper deal with these Earth-Shattered Genji as well as Nico gets pile-drived into the wall there. AKM's kind of on his own now in the front line for Rogue against mass tanks. Transcendence is going to be used by AKM to try and keep them on the cart and just bleed that clock, but Tempo Storm do have some momentum.
Yeah, that was AKM. He was just coming alive here, just punching out the damage. Thankfully, for the side of Tempo, though, Hui coming up big with that whole hog, able to shut him down along with wins in the end. And they should be able to actually capture this one out. We'll see as Nox is actually waiting for reinforcements. They are definitely contesting this this payload here as we're going to see Nox dive into the backline. Pulse Bomb's out there from Soon. Doesn't find anything. They have Attack Visor, though. AKM comes around the corner. He just gets dropped. Dreamcasper, he has the Nano Visor. He picks up 2 kills here. Going to secure a third onto the win to make it a 4th one, and that's a clean sweep for Tempo Storm.
Good stuff. Tempo actually moving into the final stretch. Don't have a ton of time to work with, obviously. 2 minutes is definitely not a lot against Rogue of all teams. And Rogue are going to switch up just a little bit. Unko is going over to the Zenyatta fresh for some more Transcendence possibilities here. Soon is actually kind of being corralled here close to his spawn rather than having free reign like you usually see.
Well, AKM didn't have an opportunity to use Attack Visor last time. Oh, a nice hook from Hui comes through, finds the pick there, though Mini will be taken down. They really can't afford to move in off this. There's Attack Visor now from AKM. Sound Barrier forced out from JKW. Both sides actually going to go ahead and use that one, Joshi. No kills in the bag, though. Soon comes through with a nice Pulse Bomb. Able to find Dreamcasper. Take along with it is going to be taken down, and Rogue will be able to hold off that put.
AKM just moving from player to player, helping getting those finishing blows there. Nice kill onto Tig right as he was stepping foot onto the health pack. We've seen that a couple of times here in this first series, but Rogue are still hanging on. Hui takes a breather right in the mix of 3 TPS. Mini charges into the same Hornet's Nest and goes down extremely quickly. 1 minute left is not a ton of time. Tig might even get staggered, but he does make it safely back.
Soon is just tearing these guys apart. They can't find an answer for the Tracer from Rogue. They have another Pulse Bomb. There's a Pulse Bomb going to come out. Does he stick? No, does not get any damage off that either. As all 6 of them were kind of there. Kind of surprised he missed that one, but Nico ready to go with the Dragon Blade for this next fight.
Well, Soon already peppering into the attackers. Everyone at least is together this time. Kosi has a nano boost. He might just want to use it with the whole hog here and get some damage pushed out. His soldier's still a little bit far away from his own. Tig goes down in the ensuing fight, and now there's less than 30 seconds for him to respawn and be a part of things. Nano Visor coming out for Dreamcast for probably the 5th time this game. We'll see if he can get any value with it.
Yeah.
Nico gets it instead.
I wasn't a fan of that Nano Visor. I think that could have been waited, held off for this next fight. They still have 10 seconds to go. Had they all just backed off of that one, there would have been a next fight. But now with 6 seconds to go, not sure if Mini's able to make it back in time soon. Sticks the Pulse Bomb, finds the pick for himself. Tig will be able to contest. Dreamcasper, JKW, and Cozy both going to be here in time. A few guys still remaining, though, for Rogue, who might actually be forced to back off of this. So Backvisor comes out from AKM. This should secure it as Nico picks up 3 kills for himself. Earthshatter out from Mini. They might have a fighting chance.
The Earthshatter did actually put some people on their butts, but it was not enough, I think. Tempo Storm actually gathering 4 kills now off of it. I really thought they were going to be able to withstand that, but of course they are going to get finished off. Tig actually gets up in the face of Soon and finds a kill there to stagger the Tracer just a little bit. So overtime is pumping away now. That means if anyone steps off the foot off the cart, it is going to be just over here, but they are getting more value than they had previously, so at least they're able to try and drive the wedge in as deep as they can.
Unfortunately, not a whole lot to really work with. Wynn's going to go ahead and pop the Sound Barrier to get this one underway. Hui going to be the first to drop. So is Cozy. Tig ready to go with the Pulse Bomb in just a moment if he can keep himself alive, but the kills are just flowing through here for the side of Rogue. Pulse Bomb's out. They're not even back to the payload in time, and that's going to be Rogue stopping them just short of that 3rd checkpoint.
Bit of an awkward end. I have to comment that Dreamcasper was on the McCree, kind of looped around the left side, and actually was just kind of hiding while the rest of the fight was going on. The Sound Barrier came out, and he wasn't even shooting. So eventually he landed a flash and headshot onto the Tracer, but the fight was basically over already, and he was not close enough to the cart to put a foot on it. So they are going to get stopped just short of the 3rd and final checkpoint there. It looks like we're going to obviously flip sides. Rogue is going to win the attack this time, and if they complete the map at all, they'll be putting themselves up 1-0 in the series. But Tempo Storm, how did you think they looked? You said you thought they were actually pretty good contenders for Group B. Do you think anything could have been done a little better there? Rogue obviously spawn camped them a bit, but I don't really know the right tactics to get out from under their thumb like that.
Well, I had mentioned before the series actually began that I thought, you know, Tempo Storm would put up a fight against Rogue, and they certainly have to get things started here on Kings Row. I mean, this is a great group of players. I think that they should probably make it out of the group, despite being 1-1. More than likely, just my personal opinion, they would be dropping to 1 and 2 here. But even so, one of those, of course, to Rogue already. So I think this is a really talented group of guys on the side of Tempo Storm. But I just don't see this happening here on defense. I think that Soon is just going to, again, wreak havoc upon these guys. And they still have, despite pushing the payload as far as they did, Joshy, they still do not have an answer for him. And I feel like that's going to be an issue moving forward.
I agree. I mean, good tracers are hard to shut down. That's why they keep picking them, right? And we've got Nox locked onto the Junkrat right now again, just messing with us. I wish they would just do it. Like, man up, play the Junkrat, play the Sombra, play the Orisa. Let's give it a try here.
That's what you call it, manning up.
Man up, yeah.
Not a $15,000 prize pool tournament.
Untrap the rat, Storm. Anyway.
Untrap the rat.
Mini is going to be up.
I don't like that saying at all.
You don't like Untrap the rat? It's so good. We've got a Mini up here at the front with the shield, not playing behind Hotel, which you would normally see against Dive, I think.
Well, we do see Soon looking to get to the back line. They definitely have spotted him out here. As I'm looking for Nox potentially as well. They're all going to go for maybe a little bit of a different approach. We see a couple coming through a different side. As Soon is way in the back as well. So yet to really make their move to pounce. But the rest of Tempo Storm are all in the Hotel. They find the first pick on the Unco.
Yeah, Unco gets a little bit out of position, and we love when they get the hook on the Zenyatta, because it's basically a sure thing. He has no way to save himself or really escape, and there's no Zarya on his team or anything to help save him. So it's pretty much guaranteed kill, and a bit of time off the clock. Tempo Storm, don't forget, they did grab A in under a minute, even though they got jammed up afterwards. And Rogue have been just a little bit slower toward the same ends. No ults available on either side yet, but they are going to engage now.
Yeah, Soon looking to poke them down from behind here. No kills on the board just yet. Barriers down, though, from Mini, so he's going to be forced back with the rest of his team to the Hotel here. Positionally, I like what I'm seeing here from Rogue. They're really going to be able to move on to this one. I think Mini's in a bad spot right now. We do see the first kill. 2 kills right now coming out there. Nico with the Dragon Blade as well, looking for one, finds a couple kills for himself. Doesn't even matter that they have the nano boost on the side of Tempo Storm. Rogue easily cleaned this fight up.
Nico getting the value with the blade again. I was watching Diva there as kind of the last survivor for Tempo Storm, but they're in no position to do what Rogue did to them. They have pretty much everyone spawning in the second stretch, which is nice. No one really got the super late staggered spawn, but they are definitely not going to be able to spawn camp them. I think the cart should be able to reach the choke here before they even get into position, and I wouldn't try to spawn camp them with no ults either. So AKM has the tech visor ready to go. That's an easy fight in the bag if they choose to commit it when Diva's Matrix is down.
Yeah, they need to get rid of the defense mage, or just the Diva in general before they do that, but they already lost the Nox, so there's no real opportunity for them to move in here. And Tempo Storm, I'm really surprised they're not pressing this. I would have imagined they would, but they know that Soon's actually running rampant way back here. He's going to look for a big pulse bomb.
Yeah, just switch to him, and again, he's nowhere I expect him to be, just like on Eichenwald in the previous series. He's going to drop a pulse bomb directly onto Lucio. Gets the stick? No, he doesn't. Oh. Unfortunately, it's not close enough. He manages to sidestep it and drop the beat instead. A couple of ults available for the defenders. Transcendence is out. You've got Dreamcasper using his tactical visor into several enemies, so Tempo Storm is going to be okay here. Nico manages to get out of trouble just in time, but now Nox is going to get hooked in and very likely to go down.
Yeah, he's not able to get to safety, unfortunately. Thankfully for Rogue, they didn't use AKM's ultimate, and they're actually they've got Nico's again here. So despite Soon not finding that pulse bomb stake, he's ready to go in a moment's time as well. They forced out a few ultimates. I think they should be able to press this one as soon as they can find an opportunity for Nico to move in with the Dragon.
Here we go. Soon blasting down Tig, gives them a little bit of value. Pulse bomb goes off on Reinhardt, not the shield itself, so Mini falls right afterwards. Hui, again, going to be one of the last people here to try to contest the cart. He might actually die outside of the suit before he gets another, and he does. Kosi also goes down, and Rogue find all the kills they need to get moving.
Nico actually just 1v3'd against Dreamcasper, JKW, and Cozy. Of course, he had Dragon Blade at the end. At the end, he found a kill on the Dreamcasper, was able to Swift Strike back to JKW, then won the duel against Cozy there. Impressive plays coming out from Nico, able to help his team pretty much secure that one. Just under 3 minutes, though. They're pretty much still going to have to win a team fight, though, if they want to secure the second checkpoint.
Well, they're moving pretty close now. I'm going to go ahead and take Mini's first person here. They're all up on the high ground, which is kind of interesting. It does allow them to get a little bit of damage pushed out before dropping down, but Nico's still going to find the first kill. He's going nuts this game, and no one's really stopping him. Tig actually gets a bunch of damage reflected at him and goes down as well. There goes Hui, so the tanks, the entire trio of tanks has been dealt with, and it's going to be Rogue continuing to hit the checkpoint here.
And just when you think you've dealt with Soon, out comes Nico, out comes AKM. You can't deal with all three of these guys at once. That's why they are one of the best teams in the world, of course, in Overwatch here. And they're going to continue to pin them all the way back. Mini under a lot of pressure. Is he going to be taken down? He is going to drop. They do lose Nico in the midst of this one. Unko also under a lot of pressure. 9 HP is what Unko actually lives with here. But they are still moving the payload forward.
AKM's just been standing in the street, just free-firing at people coming out of spawns. He finds the kill on Dreamcast, he helped out with a couple of other limbs. Basically, one at a time, just turning his focus to whichever door has people in it, and he's got the tac visor still ready to go. The cart is so close now to the checkpoint that Tempo Storm have a lot of ults to work with, but they really need them to be on point here.
Oh, they don't even get back to the payload in time! Oh my goodness, Tempo Storm. I mean, like you said, they had so many ults, they just didn't pull the trigger soon enough. And that's a game number 1, going in favor of Rogue.
Rogue, not surprising. Again, they had a really solid defense, not allowing Tempo Storm to finish at all. But the final stretch there, really no problem at all. They got right up on those spawn exits and were able to put the clamp down easily. Nico, play the match honors, of course. He was just Dragon Blading every 25 seconds, it seemed.
Yeah, he had, I want to know how many Dragon Blades he actually had throughout that game. That was incredible, to say the least. But even so, a pretty, I don't even want to say a clean game. I mean, Rogue clearly had some issues there on defense to get things started. They were able to clean it up, but Tempo Storm, props to them, really taking it to Rogue. A decently close one, I'd have to say, but I'm curious to see what map Tempo Storm wants to pick. Into AKM and Unko, I don't know. Is that something you really want to do, Joshy?
Good point. I mean, we saw Mikey A have some nice air shots on Ilios, but that obviously that map made a little bit more sense for it. I think attacking into a single point like this, you may be right on that one. Pretty scary Soldier and Ana players there on the side of Rogue. But as the gates open here, I'm just going to start on Dreamcasper as the sole damage dealer here. I shouldn't say sole damage dealer, the sole offense class, as he's running point with 3 tanks.
They're actually going to be, like you said, 3 tanks, putting Tig back on that Roadhog, and Hui, of course, on the Diva here, as they're looking for an opportunity to move in. And this is actually, in the last matchup, FaZe really struggled to find an opportunity, and we'll see if Tempo Storm has a better time getting things started.
Well, Tig is moving dangerously close to the house itself, but it looks like he's going to back off as he doesn't want to get overwhelmed, and Soon has actually moved into the back line as well. So Roadhog trying to deal with those flanking threats, gets booped off the side by Wins to start the fight.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we saw from Rogue against FaZe. FaZe couldn't find a kind of I don't know how to say it here, an opportunity to move in there, but they just kind of get pincer moves into that house like you had seen, and there's no opportunity for them to get around it. So, again, Rogue just portraying their dominance to get Eichenwald started.
Pulse Bomb already prepared for Soon. He's gotten a couple of 2-for-1s. He's actually waiting for flankers all the way on the left side here, watching birds go by. I literally just watched him trace along a bird in the sky as if he was trying to shoot it down. But anyway, it's going to be the attackers moving through the low ground here onto the point. It's kind of interesting. Are they going to go all the way to the high? Yes, that makes a little bit more sense. They're going to get Soldier and Ana in position to shoot down at the Rogue defenders, but they're all prepared for this. Of course, they were a dive composition, so they can just spread out. Soon, unfortunately, going to eat a Helix Rocket to start off.
Oh my goodness, they're going to go ahead and nano boost Nico, but he was put to sleep. He gets taken down as well. They do trade a kill back in their favor, but there's a nano boost coming on to Dreamcasper. No tactical visor to help him out and try to nail down some of those targets. He's getting hit around now. Now AKM trying to clean this fight up for his team. Finds one pick there with the tac visor. Pulse Bomb's out, but a lot of that was actually soaked up by the defense matrix. And Unko coming through big with the nice bio grenade to pretty much secure the kill on the tip.
Good stuff again from Rogue. They're still in a position to hang on again. As long as Nico has a Dragon Blade, basically they can get 3 kills, almost guaranteed, it seems, these days. So obviously they're going to have to try and shut him down once that blade is out. But Yuma Sui, he's got his Diva Explosion ready to go. We'll go ahead and take his POV as we attack again. And teams do burn a lot of time whenever they try to flank around the long way and use that LOS. So I'm curious if they're just going to hop right onto the point this time.
Yeah, only 90 seconds to go here. And, I mean, that seems like we've only had a couple of team fights as well, Joshy. But the Dragon Blade now from Nico. He's going to dive into the back line. He has a sound barrier to help him out. Can he find anything? It's into another sound barrier, so no kills. A lot of damage, but Mini finds the first pick onto him. They still hold on to that nano boost, or excuse me, just the tactical visor from Dreamcasper. Is going to be able to heal himself up. He's on the low ground now, looking for one. Finds Unko. Is he going to be taken down by Nox? Not going to be the case. Get some good heals, and Tempo Storm going to be able to secure checkpoint.
All right, Tempo get it together with just under a minute left. So still playing out very similarly to the last match, where they don't have a ton of time to really burn through the second phase, and Rogue might be in a position to actually get a toe on. No, they don't this time. Nico was very nearly there to try and do what we saw last game, but as he gets blown up, he is going to get the far away spawn. He's saying question marks because it looked like he was over the point, but there is a height limit over that point as well.
Maybe just saying, hey, what's up, man? Hello, friend. 3 minutes to work with from Tempo, but if we know Rogue here, I'm expecting them to play very aggressively and get up in their faces and see if they can not allow for that payload to actually get any distance covered whatsoever as soon. Closing in on the pulse bomb. AKM as well has a tactical visor to work with. They need to be very careful, though, not to get hit by that Earthshatter coming out from Mini very soon.
Watching Dreamcasper now try to deal with threats as they show up. No, he woke up the sleeping Primal Rage Winston. Unfortunately for Tempo Storm, they're going to continue to be smacked here. Soon gets another Pulse Bomb kill onto Roadhog, and there's a kill on both sides, so this is still anyone's fight. Tactical Visor coming up now for Dreamcasper means they could use the Nano Visor, but unfortunately there's not too many Rogue targets to shoot at the moment.
Yeah, AKM has the high ground as well, so is it really worth it to be able to do that? Because they're just going to, poke their heads back behind the wall here, so there's no opportunity for him to really find any targets. So they are going to look for the flank. AKM taking a little bit of damage, is able to get to safety. Nico finds a pick onto Tig as well, and I think this opens up a window for Rogue to kind of split them up and look for these remaining picks.
The fact that they're on the high ground now is pretty interesting. He's going to leap down here, Dreamcasper, with the Tech Visor, but the Nano Boost actually goes on to Mini. I don't know if they meant to combo those two like that, but Mini is just going to keep swinging into the enemies. However, his teammates are dying all around him, and as he falls, so does this attack. Tig is going to get surrounded now as well, and Rogue have done it again. They have pushed their attacking team all the way back to their spawn.
No way that was intended, because Dreamcasper had just used his tactical visor and dropped down from the high ground there. So unfortunately not the best target, but look how aggressive they're getting right now. They have another tac visor from AK. Actually, I don't think he originally used the tac visor. I don't think he did, because Nico used his Dragon Blade.
Dream used it as he jumped down.
Again, Nico at 60% on his Dragon Blade. He actually just used that. Tig, though, with a whole hog. Picks up a kill onto Nox, soon as well going to be taken down, and finally Tempo Storm are going to be able to move forward with the payload.
AKM just walked all the way around there and didn't actually use the tac visor. I thought for sure he was going to start lighting into those supports and ended up just falling instead. I guess it was a lost fight, so he didn't do it, but he could have easily gotten 3 kills there. He had the perfect range and no barriers nearby to stop him, but of course if your team's already dead, you can just use 5 ults on the next fight and win hands down, right? There's 40 seconds left, so Tempo Storm, if they can't get through 5 ults, they're going to get shut down here.
Well, soon looking for the flank as well with the Pulse Bomb. This is going to be rough with only 25 seconds to go. They have to win this. Pulse Bomb sticks there, finds a decent amount of damage into Mini. The follow-up is there. Nico coming through clutch again with the Dragon Blade. AKM pops a tac visor as well. Not really sure if it was necessary. Joshy, as they use all 5 ultimates, 10 seconds to go. Can they even make it back in time?
It doesn't really look like it, especially if Hui gets staggered so brutally that it's a 6v5 and a trickle attack now from Tempo Storm. JKW, of course, going to eat a Discord Orb, and a Genji to the face is enough to stop him, and that is it for the attacking portion for Tempo Storm. We will flip sides now and see what they can do on the defense, but Rogue have been running pretty much as expected, doing a great job. They're actually forcing Tempo Storm back to their spawn.
Yeah, that's that point set there by Tempo Storm doesn't really look too promising for them. Hey, they actually put up a point on the board there, got about 92 meters as well. So there's an opportunity for them. But again, they are not able to shut down this triple DPS threat coming out from Rogue here, which is just pretty much steamrolling every team we've seen so far. I guess today, since they haven't played in any of the other days. So I'm expecting Rogue to be able to come out on fire here and take care of business quite handedly.
Yeah, strong debut for Rogue, as we kind of all were expecting it. I think obviously these guys train hard to be able to win these tournaments. They are living together in Las Vegas, last I've heard. So I think all of them are pretty much dedicated to the craft at this point. They have proven themselves time and time again. So Tempo Storm on the ropes now, actually down a game in the series. Not the best offense ever in the world, so this could be their last opportunity to try and put up a fight against Rogue. They are going to go with the triple tank plus soldier composition that is fairly popular, of course, on these point defenses. But Tig, I'm looking at him to try and shut down any flanking Tracers and Genjis. It's a big task for him, so I hope he can come up big.
It is a big task for him. I'm really surprised they haven't actually tried Dreamcasper on the McCree to try to maybe deal with a couple of those threats as well with Tig on the Roadhog. As a solo, just McCree without like the Roadhog helping you, that's a lot to ask for. But I guess they might lack a little bit of damage as well with having the McCree over the 76. So maybe that's something that's been put into their heads. But Dreamcasper has played quite a bit of McCree in the past. Anyhow, they're going to be running pretty much the same composition from both sides, Joshy. Let's see what Tempo Storm can do on the defense.
Yep, more of the familiar Tracer Genji Soldier combo. If it's not broken, don't fix it. It's a very nice expression for Rogue to stick to. Tig is actually going to get forced away very quickly as he's off on his own as Roadhog. He gets the Discord Orb and gets powered down, but doesn't actually get taken out. Nico is going to be the first person down there. Nice job by Tig's Roadhog to shut him out of that. Soon is going to bounce out now as Tracer and Rogue are going to regroup.
Exactly what he needs to be doing, finding these picks and basically ensuring that his team has the number advantage. If he can't do that, they're not going to be able to win these 6-on-6s, I don't think, against Rogue straight up, especially as soon as he's able to find a pick or two with his pulse bomb here. But he's nearing that again, 65% and counting. We'll have to see as they do have Nico back in the mix here. They're going to dive straight into the back to get this one started.
I see Soon's POV now powering down Tig, does get the kill, has the pulse bomb ready to go, sticks it right onto Hui's Diva suit and should be able to get rid of it as well. Now that Baby Diva has been expelled, Hui is going to be under threat of death as well, and Soon, as expected, gets the kill. Minnie and Kosi on the point are down as well.
Soon with the little BM there, kind of teabagging his opponents there at the end, but nonetheless, it was well-deserved because he had just tore those guys up. Basically taking care of Tig and Hui in the mix here, and now they've got 5 minutes to work with the Dragon Blade attack visor as well. He's going to use the Dragon Blade here. Is not going to find anything, unfortunately. Was kind of booped back. The attack visor coming out from Dreamcasper. He cleans Swamp. He gets the nano boost, and finally Tempo Storm showing some...
Wow, AKM jumped down a little soon there, but I guess most of his team was dead, so if they gave the order to, you know, go into the blender, I guess it's fine, but Dreamcasper's nanovisor was still active when AKM dropped from the high ground unnecessarily, but either way, I guess if he's just going to rejoin his team, it's not too big of a deal. The defense will have a little bit of time to set up. Now Tempo Storm actually on the high ground with Dreamcasper shooting down at that choke should be pretty good for them, but the ults really do favor Rogue at this point.
Yeah, so does the time as well. Over 4 minutes to work with here. Pulse bombs out there, so, or excuse me, Transcendence comes through. They're going to go ahead and pop almost everything into a sound barrier. They kind of have the numbers advantage because the deep is out of the mech, but they do take care of business. Both tanks going to be down here. Tig are going to be actually falling shortly after. And now Rogue going to force this down to one final team fight.
Yikes, I think Tempo Storm. Kosi, what are you doing? He's feeding now? That was like runaway time. Maybe he thought they were closer to him. I don't know if Soon was maybe on his backside or something, but that looked like an unnecessary Ana-death to me, especially with where the cart is in conjunction to where they need to win the game. Nox is actually going to get surprised a little bit here as the Primal Rage gets knocked away, but he snags a kill anyway before getting put to sleep.
They even get back?
I don't think they can.
Sound barrier comes through. Diva is going to get back immediately demeched though.
And
Dragon Blade again from Nico. Dreamcasper is trying to jump down from up top. That's going to seal the game. That's going to be a 2-0 again from Rogue, pushing themselves up to first place in the standing.
Excellent stuff from Rogue, and like you said, cleaning it up again. 2-0 puts us into the last BO3 of the day. Liquid versus You Guys Got Paid, but again, Rogue just looking like a well-oiled machine on that one, especially Genji as the cyber ninja here, just Nico carrying constantly. Doesn't even need to carry. His team is so good. It's not a carry. It's just an excellent performance, really.
I'd have to agree with that one. Even when he wasn't making big plays, I mean, the rest of it was Nico coming through, and of course AKM as well. You know, stepping it up and making big plays. But of course.